So, how much longer do we actually have? Make sure you guys smash the grab out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out more Oz content. Hi, Bonfire. So how much longer do we have with this? Like every rarity collection that we have had so far out here. Hi, Baron. How is Ban Purgatory? Apollosa, for example. All of these cards that Konami has reprinted and said, hey guys, we know that you want these. We're going to put them in a set. We're going to go ahead, we're going to cash in on that reprint equity out here, and you're going to see these cards actually getting destroyed on the upcoming list. So our question is how long do we have out here? How long do we have with Bonfire sticking around out here and still being this card that, you know, the player base is actively looking at and going, I actively am expecting in the December ban list out here that we're going to see Bonfire go to 1. I think that we're going to have 2 to 3 weeks with Bonfire at full power with Ryzel before they're going to slam Ryzel in the face. They're going to dial back the consistency on the deck, which means we're not going to have 7 Tachyon until March. All right, which means you're going to have a month of playtime with Ryzel at like this insane power level. Then you'll go a month or two with like the limbo form, and then they'll release 7 Tachyon, upping up the playtime with this. But if you don't expect Bonfire to go to 1 in the next couple lists, or in this next list, I have bad news for you. We have a very devastating pattern of consistency out here with Konami going, hey, we know that you guys wanted those consistency upgrades, and we're here to bring you those consistency upgrades so that you can enjoy them in your deck for about a month. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to take care of them. And Bonfire is going to be no exception to this rule. So, I guess that's your warning. All right? I have a really bad feeling about this. Now, we just got a new Ewin gaming chair out here. Now, this creature is absolutely fantastic at what you need it to do. I mean, take a look at this thing. This thing is super heavy duty. This thing can support up to 550 pounds. Now, this actually has some relatively cool things to it. Wait, what, that just comes off? Boom, magnets. All right, down here on these armrests, this is actually really cool because these actually come off. Ooh, that's some technology right there as well. We have lumbar support on this. I think the thing that really drew me into this chair was the 550-pound weight limit. When some of these chairs, I mean, let's be honest here, some of these can only support 300 pounds out here, and let's be honest, I mean, we're an Ewin family out here with these chairs. So remember, we have a discount code, which I will have linked down below for those of you that are interested in picking up one of these. Keep in mind, their big Black Friday sale is going to be a huge chance for you to pick up one of these. And like I said, if you're interested in the detachable arms and the whole fact that we have magnets now for this series of chairs to use is really cool. Also, the fact that you can save all this money and pick up a brand new gaming chair, I would recommend doing so. So, I will leave everything down below in the description that you're going to need. And remember, Ewin, being able to support big people like me, is a good thing. We've also got to talk about Wanted over here. Oh my gosh, Wanted and Diabellstar. So, I think that more so than Bonfire, Wanted has the ticking time bomb on its back right now because people are looking at all the the searchability that this deck has. Now granted, Snake Eyes Ash at 1 was a fantastic hit. All right, they did a good job with, well, actually, Poblar was the real cleanup on this, because like the Fire King version has been the more consistent go-to build that people have been having success with. Now, that being said, though, you already probably have a feeling that you're going to see Wanted, Diabellstar, you know, find new homes on this list, whether or not it be at the no longer allowed pile or permanently sticking around in the one of category for whatever it is. There's no way that Konami's going to let Snake Eye continue on with its current reign of power, even with limiting Poblar and slowing down the deck that it has been. I think that the TCG very much wants to follow the same path that the OCG has had, with this. And what better way to cash in on that final reprint equity by we dropped it in good old Bonanza out here. You know, this set really was cool. I like this set a lot. I think that this set was really cool for what it had available in the nostalgia pool, for what it brought to the table in terms of availability. It was cool. It really was. Our problem here, though, still stems from the fact that Konami knows that you bought this product up because you wanted all the budget cards that you could get. And now Konami sees this as an opportunity, now that there's no reprint equity in these cards whatsoever, that we can finally clean them up. It's the exact same thing as Bonfire, and it's going to be the exact same situation that you're already seeing be done again. SP Little Knight. Now this is an interesting one. A lot of people have looked at SP and said that this card is very ban-worthy. I slightly disagree with that statement. I think the current method that this deck is this card is working in is, okay, so certain situations, in Malice, it can be an extender because you can banish one of your pieces from the graveyard and you can revive that piece. I guess in that case, that can be a little bit annoying. It also specifically only answers one card, typically, and it's like a chainable out depending on the situation that you found yourself in. It's also really weak, so sometimes you just have to trade a battle phase to attack over it. Indirectly, that might not be a horrible way to look at things. You're like, hey, if you've dedicated all these resources to setting up an SP, and I'm just able to out it super easily just by summoning a monster, not triggering its effect, and attacking over it, and then going main phase 2 triggering it, you still wasted a battle phase. Now your opponent's going to get a battle phase to attack back. Modern Era Yu-Gi-Oh! Dictates that the battle phase is probably the most important phase in the entire game. And having that ability stripped to attack over might not be something that Konami design is really all liking that much. With that being said, though, I think that SP might have a target on her back here, like Baron and like all the other Apollousa extra deck cards. I don't think SP is going to go. I think that the card is incredibly good, but it was a very necessary piece to the level of interaction that the game kind of felt like it needed. And if we're going to take away SP, I don't know, I feel like we're losing a little bit of the game. But this is a discussion of how long do we have, and SP might just be checking those marks sometime soon. So don't be shocked if you see this going away. And then we have Heavy Storm out here. So we're getting into the nostalgia pool out here. The nostalgia pool brought us 200 pretty cool cards. And I mean, 200 cards that, we look at Heavy Storm, we're like, hey, Japan has this card at 1. Granted, is Japan running around playing this card at maximum numbers? No, they are not, actually. Heavy Storm feels like it's a little bit more in between out here for the list that you see, just because it's a side deck card at that. Now that you've gotten an increased artifact package running around in Japan, you don't want to activate Heavy Storm and just go, oh boy, well, I just got Lancet or I just got Scythe Lock. That's not a situation that you want to be running into over there. So the question is, does Heavy Storm return back to the TCG? I think that answer is, I think we would have already seen this happen. And it's very, 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 very cautious of them to be holding back on Heavy Storm this long. Because I don't think Heavy Storm, okay, so like we have Lightning Storm and Harpy's Feather Duster. Does going from 3 to 4 generic back row removals, does that cause that big of a problem? Like, are we really messing around with the ratios that much? Because we don't have anything right now in the current game that, like, I want to Heavy Storm myself, vote my own stuff, and generate effects from. We just don't have those cards that I feel like make that difference right now. So that's where I'm sitting right now. I think Heavy can come back at this point. I feel like they're just being very cautious for no reason. And I don't get that. Like, can Lightning Storm come back to 3 at this point? Are we ready to have that discussion? Like, is Lightning Storm a viable candidate to see a resumption back into the current course of the meta? I don't know. I feel like Konami's doing this game of cat and mouse out here. They're just being way too afraid to try to do certain things. And then this one, Return from the Different Dimension. This was brought up by somebody, and they were like, Robbie, I think Return from the Different Dimension can come back. I was like, Okay, sure. Let's hear your logic. All right, with this possibly can't work out because triple transaction rollback exists in the format. But you know what? I'm willing to humor the talk for this. Paying half of your life points to bring back 5 banished monsters in a world of transaction rollback, allowing you to do this turn 1. I can't effectively see how 5 extenders onto the field possibly can't do anything bad. But you know what? Sure. And then they were like, oh, it's okay. It's just, if you have the transaction rollback and you see the return and you're able to do this, it's like you're already winning anyway. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, I guess. I don't see a world where return can come back, let alone dimension fusion coming back, because cards that do this incredibly large return back to the field, like Soul Charge, for example, there's a reason why these cards are locked up. Even if they're a little bit more conditional in the things that you can access, like, oh no, like I have to get all these cards banished in order to generate them coming back. I mean, yeah, sure, but the problem still is that's a lot of monsters that you can come back with and just do a huge recovery play, and I don't like that whatsoever. So, to answer the question, no, return is not coming back. But the point of this video was, you know, we've been through the rarity collection right now. How much time do we actually have with these cards? How long until they are gonzo? For sure. So please, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. And check out our friends over at eWin. And you guys have a good rest of your day, all right? Patrons! Thank you!
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.